Hello, I will talk in this version because I already completed 1 hour of talking about the subject, but an error into the program made me lose everything I recorded. So this version will be shorter, more concise, but in the same way as concentrated as what I said before. And even though I will forget one or two ideas, the way of thinking and the research which you can do is also a good step to take if I don't give you the complete opinions or right opinions. Let's start from the beginning. This time I will use also the video more for you to see more, and even though I will pass more mechanically, let's say, because I gained the experience of talking about the same subject already twice. Let's say is also a good thing, because with experience you do things better. A brief history about bikes in general. They were invented 208 years ago, like a push bike in the first form, like the small kids with age before 5 have, with pushing from side to side. No brakes, no pedals, no gear shifters and other things, just some basic I don't know what they use, but let's say hubs. Some basic hubs, cap and cones, hubs, bearings. After maybe few dozen years, 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years, something like this, they came up with idea of using rotational forces to make you go straight. And in first versions of bicycles, they came up with that big front wheel with a smaller one in the back, sitting very high, no gears, only one big wheel with pedals attached. Back then you had spokes into the wheels, of course. First version maybe was a wheel made out of wood, like a barrel of wine. It was round and maybe not that good. The car, for example, because we will compare these two a little, have 140 or 139, 140 years from invention. So basically a car is a cart or a like I see here, and I will show you. Come on. a royal whatever. So basically a car is a thing like this, but without the necessity of pushing or pulling it by human or by some animal, dogs, cows, oxes, horses, and so on. Exactly like the bicycle is the base or the starting predecessor of motor bikes, motorcycles, cycles with motor. In this thing, I have to mention some important aspects, starting with the age. Like I said, there is a difference of about 60-70 years between car and the bicycle, between the motorbike and the bicycle, or the motorbike and the car. Maybe we can understand that things are relatively uh, close if we talk about cars, motorbikes, because as they fitted a motor, steam, or diesel or gasoline engine firstly on a car, then very soon they came up with idea and actually managed to fit a motor on a bicycle. Next thing is important also, talking about motor bicycles. Nowadays we have um, bicycles with motor, but they are not called motorcycles because the chainsaw engine with 1, 2, 3 horsepower, I don't know, a really tiny two-stroke engine is too small or too slow, but actually it is a motor bike. We have pedelec bikes with electric motors which help us, aka assist us to go. And we also have e-bikes, like we always call all electric bicycles, but which can be very a very confusing word, because in this category we also have electric e bikes, motorcycles, so electric motorcycles, dirt motorcycles, road motorcycles, and so on. So if we think about uh, bicycles only as bicycles without any engine, we will exclude these two separate things in bicycles categories: bicycles with small engines, and we will take motorcycles, bicycles, and cars and talk about. Another important mention which we have to make into introducing this topic is the next one. Cars evolved a lot. We have different types of cars, different sizes for different purposes. We have race on the road, off-road, on the road and off-road. We have transport cars, trucks, we have pickups, we have vans, We have city cars, we have saloon cars, we have cabrio cars and others. We have diesel, gasoline, electric, hybrid. For this moment, we also have hydrogen and other things. The important mention here is that we have also luxury cars, we have uh, volume cars, we have premium cars, and so on. We have old cars, we have historical cars, we have concept cars, so a lot of cars in our city in Romania and in Romania in general, like in the far east, starting with Japan, China, Russia, and then in the far west, in the Occident, starting with USA, Great Britain, France, Germany, and no one. We have cars, we like cars, everywhere you look, there are cars, different cars for everything. So now talking about cars and ending the subject about cars, its predecessor is gone. So you have, as I showed you, the royal whatever, but in terms of technology, there is no more technology into this need, let's say, into this field. You don't have carbon, this one, or titanium or aluminum. You have wood, you have leather, you have crystal, you have something, but that's not technology, because there's no need in there's no need and no want in that specific application. You have all the needs and all the likes and all the trends and all the debates in the car industry and in the bikes industry and in the bicycles industry. So the main idea is that the carts pulled by horses are erased from the technology point of view. The same or a little less than cars involvement is present in motorcycles. You have new motorcycles, you have old motorcycles, you have small, big, you have two-stroke, four-stroke, you have electric, you even have some diesels. You have scooters, and so on. So even if this industry is not as big as the car industry in Europe, let's say, or in USA, in Asia, of course, the things are different. There's no good or bad. There is I think is the most used vehicle on two wheels by the average people. Maybe also in India, only the rich have some cars, and the rest go with motorcycles or scooters or something like this. So they're pretty similar. You also have, as in the car industry, different debates very pregnant, which with uh, different arguments, very solid and well supported, but with no final ending, even though both, let's say, sides can argue really well that an electric car is better or a conventional burning combustible is better or more economical or whatever. You can argue, but the technology by itself is what it is. It was implemented, maybe it was the financial version or best version from a standpoint of financials, but as a technology we will not define a statement which is true. That's the truth. Also in the motorcycle industry, you can't say that electric motorcycles are better. They are actually not that good now, or that fun, or that nothing, or that cheap, or that light, or that playful, or that useful to remain with an electric bike in the desert, like for say with the Rally Dakar. Oh, a connector broke up. I let me just plug this and so in the same realm, if we compare two classes, so car with the motorcycle, between them, you again have some topics. Car occupy more space. You spend time in traffic. Okay, with a motorcycle, you are cold in the winter. You get a lot of rain into your pants, and so on. More than this, the next topic. Into the industries that push these kind of vehicles further. We have Formula One, because if it's not F1, then it's luxury. So not a lot of brands of luxury cars for a lot of people, and the others enjoy watching or idolizing fast cars, uh, performant cars, uh, beautiful cars, aggressive looking cars. Nowadays, um, aero cars, aero bikes, like in the MotoGP debate about aero. Are we willing to go into the F1 direction to make our motorcycles aerodynamically, but not in terms of no aero? So like a fish with his hydrodynamic, and he can go very fast in a straight line, but aerodynamic, which make the vehicle planted into the corners, but on the straight line create some drag, and then that drag to close so it can be fast on the straight line, but fast also in the curves, and that much more can be analyzed about these topics. So we won't talk about this. We only just mentioned that there's a lot of complexity at the middle of all these things. Only one mention, just because I will enjoy to show you that I'm really well prepared, but I skip what's not important. The same kind of discussions and also applications have had a rumor into the World Rally Championship with the bigger class, biggest class, A class, I don't know what's called. Few years ago, when they introduced or forced the manufacturer to introduce the hybrid powertrains, they took this back this year or last year, I'm not sure, and now they come back to only gasoline engines. Why? Not because the technology is not like it is, good or bad, it sounds good or it sounds bad. No, not because this kind of things. So we will talk about technology only in the only from the point of view of how it evolved and till where it evolved, not if it was good, if it was bad, if it was cheap, and so on. So they observed that only the big manufacturers of rally cars, Toyota, Ford, Hyundai, I don't know, maybe someone, I don't watch rally, had money to implement these things, more so to innovate into this realm and create a good show for people, or to give actually, or to make look that the other manufacturer actually have some chance to win with less money, a lower budget allowed for this kind of technology. So they cancelled and got back to combustion engines. In the bicycle uh, thing, also you can debate uh, on the bicycle specter, let's say, which is, are new technologies on the bike that good? Were older bikes were faster or stiffer or lighter as they actually were in early 2000s with rim brake versus disc brake versions, which were lighter and stiffer. But in this term, maybe those who argue that older technology were better, maybe that's better. Maybe those who nowadays argue that electronic shifting and aero stem, aero handlebars, aero whatever is the key, or wider rims and tires are the way to go, even though you feel less vibrations and less feedback from the road. You can say what's good, what's bad. That's the debate. We'll mention also the debate this time from bicycles and motorcycles. I can understand, and actually I tend to uh, get to this side, that for, let's say, 10 grand you pay, you receive more motorcycle, more technology, you have engine, you have brakes, you have suspension, you have whatever other components, you have more for what you pay, you have more speed, you have more whatever. You can travel more, you can carry more, you can have more fun, so you have more. Alright, you have more taxes, you burn more, and you hurt more if you crash, you need more gear, even not in all conditions, because in terms of a downhill gear it costs as much as a enduro gear, and there's no more differences. But the other side, bicycle community says, oh yeah, but look, my suspension have actuator with electronic, and you can change from the ride your suspension. You on the motorcycle, you have only one coil, so my suspension is more complex or more expensive. Oh, look at my carbon frame. My carbon frame is X grams, and it is 50 grams lighter than last year, and it comes with this special edition paint job. Alright, nothing to say about that. The technology of a medium, or let's say pro level bike, of course it is for what you pay. So again, a debate which you cannot end, or in which you cannot say that's the true, he's true, that's the best way to do it or to spend your money. That's it. Yeah, all those things are wrong. And in this way of analyzing the things, we, or let's say I, hopefully managed to sneak under your radar the concept. And if you didn't ask you this question, but sir, why are we talking about bicycles? You don't need them, you don't like them, they're slow, they're, you can see I deposited here a few bikes, maybe that in total doesn't weight 7, maybe here's 100 kilo stacked one on top of each other, next to one each other. Maybe one motorcycle weight as much, even though I wouldn't manage to, didn't wanted to carry it to the first floor into this building. Maybe that's a reason, but in general, if you ask why bicycles, what's the need to have a bicycle, or are they them actually that good? Because my car in traffic is awesome, or my car on highway is awesome, or my car in the parking lot which you pay is awesome, or into your garage it's awesome. Whatever, the same debate. Under the radar, I sneaked the idea of bicycles. If you didn't catch it, I will explain you why I tell it was sneaked. Because, like I said before, the ancestor or the previous predecessor of the car, which was that one with the horses, or oh, just for fun, China cart dragged by manpower. Oh shit! I didn't expect this. Oh, this looks like news. Traditional. Traditional. Oh my god. Tuk-tuk. It has 3 wheels. This one. So, this is a car powered by the power of man. Yeah. So this is a car, you know. In the car industry, as I said, gone. No more technology. Even though that poor peasant man would have to pull a lower weight if the Sejarah Tukang Bekak would be made out of carbon with aluminum bits and electronic shifting and Japanese wheel bearings. Of course, no need, no economical support, and no more future than it actually has. It's as it was, and it will remain like that. In the pyramids made more than 2000 years ago, we had different things like this, for battle or not, dragged by horses. So if they have already 5, 4, 6, 2000 years, maybe one more is nothing. But in terms of bicycles, we still have them, we still like them, we still need them, and we still use them and still buy them. So there's a market specifically for this application. Yeah, I'm trying to remember why I told you that this was a sneak under the radar. So yeah, because you took the bicycle. Oh, it's a bicycle. Oh, it has 200 years of existence. It's more than a car with 60 or 70 years. It's slower than the motorcycle. But why does it exist in the end? So we won't analyze this whys, but what we will analyze to this subtle sneak under the radar, because they are under the radar. You for sure grew up with them, you know them, maybe you know to ride a bicycle. You don't know, and you don't even consider riding a motorcycle. More so, a lot of motorcycles in the same year, in the same whatever. So in this aspect, they are under the radar because they're not cold, they're not hot, they're there. And analyzing the technology which stamped them over all these 200 years, of course we can see a more you can see more differences in cars, even from one year to another, even between types and applications. A non-cyclist can look to a bicycle and can say, oh yeah, that's a bike, and oh yeah, that's a road racing bike. In our country, people also called in general semi Cursiera, a Cursiera, which is a road bike but semi, because it was in communism the ancestor of a racing bike, which had some front buckets, rear buckets, rain protections, and different things. So they're not race, they're semi. So you have a semi, or you have a, as we can see, a knobby tire for off-road, and yeah, just a bike. In cars, you see a bigger car, oh, that's that. You see a smaller one, you have a truck, you have a modern, you have a racing, you have a loud bike. In bike, a loud car. In bikes, they're under the radar. But like the technology involved into them, of course you don't have engine, so what would you do to them? You don't have infotainment, what would you do to them? You don't have suspension, to those who doesn't use suspension, what would you do to them? You don't keep them in the rain, or they are made out of aluminum. The bolts doesn't oxide, corrode, what you do to them? So the technology is there, but it's not that always new thing like in the car. Oh, it have here a nice LED band. Oh, it can blow a temperature on 4 zones. For each passenger, his own temperature. Buy this car, it is awesome. Oh, look, our headlamps look a bit different this time. Or the facelift. Oh, this facelift has something like this. For even for bikers, bicycles, or non-bikers, if you say, oh, my bike can be the version with 10 speed rather than 9. Oh my god, your bicycle is awesome. What can I say? It has 10 speed drivetrain. My bicycle is with 2.25 tires rather than 2.35. Awesome. Oh, incredible. Oh yeah, I actually love your bike. So the same gimmicks are around there and there. But if you analyze the 200 years, the bicycle was always like this, you know, small step after small step after small step, even though in all periods you had a lot of crap, let's say, because this is the way it's in the motorcycles and cars and whatever. You had a lot of crap and a lot of actually interesting and useful things applied, sold, implemented, used, and kept into the structure of what we call in the present technology. In the bicycle world, just for example, you have spokes, you have wheels, aluminum, you have different materials used in cars and bicycle, like aluminum, steel, carbon, titanium, magnesium, different polymeric or plastic things, and like this. So how they evolved from one iteration to another, of course, is impressive in the last 200 years how people use technology into bikes. And they used it well, because nowadays bike, and I don't mean 2025 bike, I can mean an 1985 bike today rides a lot better. Uh, you can't even imagine how good it rides compared to a motorcycle or a car or a bicycle in 1938 before war in some conditions, or in 46 after the war in any country with any road considered good road. It is awesome. So if you take, for example, a 2000 or 2010 or 2020 gravel bike, how it performs, like compared with the bike standard to compare, which is the most efficient vehicle powered exclusively by a person energy. So you don't have scooters, roller blades, I don't know, kayak, canoe, boat, parachute, whatever. The bike is the most efficient till now. So if you compare that, you can go on a time attack or a triathlon or decathlon or a gravel or a road racing bike or a mountain bike or a trekking bike that fast compared to running with your just do it brand shoes. It's incredible. More than this, you can compare that a just do it brand pair of last shoes can worth hundreds of dollars, and with the same money you can buy that 80s 90s bike. You can clean and regress it, and you are traveling much faster. You feel what technology mean, not in a pair of shoes, but in an object which has the same function as the car, as the motorcycle, and as that Chinese which pulls a beautiful woman with an umbrella. They're meant to go, to glide, to go. A silence moment. Maybe I'll pause. Yeah, I'll pause. My mind is empty. Still no more ideas into the introduction, so I'm afraid I finished. What I was re-analyze if that I stepped and ticked all the box I stepped in the previous version with the error from the telephone. But anyways, as I said, if I forgot to mention something, you can analyze more, search more, and maybe inform me further. The introduction into the technology in general with the differences and the common points, let's say, we can find in each industry, I made because for the last 10-20 years, accepting different prototypes and actually really expensive gears, let's say equipments, we did not entered fully into neither hybrid or fully electric stuff. We managed into the last, like I said, 200 years to advance with the industrial factories, and with mechanical stuff. We have uh, as I said, gated or mechanical cars, which feel awesome, but also with some traction control, wheelie assist, skid recovery, I don't know what, ABS, and electronic suspension, damping, and different things like this. Of course, it is interesting to use in the wide, but only in the specific topic of mechanical gear, or let's say analog, like it is called, analog. Let me present you something interesting. Come on. Like you see here, analog. All right. So into the analog world, where we can enjoy from all these years on analog aircraft, an analog motorcycle, an analog, fully analog car, an analog bicycle. The analog bicycle world is incredible. So the maximum, before changing the topic, the maximum as for cosinus and sinus function, the maximum of analog things is the next one in terms of bicycle gear from the beginning till now, if we don't include the hybrids, which has buttons, electrical connectors, buttons, and then other actuators and motors and batteries and I don't know, into the derailleur, shifters, suspensions, and such things like this, dropper post, anyways. So only for analog things, what we have here is what we have here. This is left, but we'll talk about the right. Left is for 3-speed front derailleur, 3-speed chain rings, but the right is for a 9-speed. It's called Shimano Dior XT. Dior XT is second from the top to bottom level, so a top spec, let's say, product. XTR is the top of the top in terms of mountain bike. For the road versions, we have Durace, which comes in years. Of course, there are few generations there. The first one, I think, was, but you can find more specifically, was launched in something like 80s, late 80s, something like this. Let's search. So first, Dura Ace group set. First. Oh my gosh. So they launched it in 73 as a pinnacle of the latest digital technologies and system engineering, the birth of components that has continued to open up a new era of racing and such things like this. So this is the first Durace full group set, let's say. Let's add the first combo dual control integrated, which is in 90s, I think. Oh yeah, so in 1990 Shimano Durace present, oh, I think it's later than 90s, but let's check. Oh no, it's 90s. So 90 was a big year. Shimano developed the first dual control lever, Shimano Total Integration STI. It marked the eventual move away from traditional down tube shifter to the ability to change the gears without moving hands from handlebars. This is a big technological into the bicycle world thing. Just imagine how things were done before that. So on the down tube you had these two things, which actually even this one were a thing at their time. These guys had to engage putting the hand down there. Even further back in the past, the gear shifter were not here, but somewhere around either here. So it was in 40s, 50s, 60s, like this. They were there. So in 1990, for the first time, Shimano came up with this design where you could shift. So how you keep your hands here on the hoods like this. You press either the brake lever, which at the first generations were actuated with the cable, not with the mineral oil. You can see here from here to here was a cable, and when you pulled this brake lever, of course these two um, legs were pressed on the rim. After hydraulic, you had so this is also mechanic. This is also mechanic, this version, but they introduced also the disc where, like I called, there's a lot of topics and debates by using disc brakes, rotor brakes, not braking on the rim surface without any fluid and being lighter. So as I said, to go up on the hill and select the optimum gear, you push the big lever. To go downhill, so faster, you push this tiny mechanical actuator lever, let's say, which change either the front derailleur with the chain rings, either the rear derailleur with sprockets, and you go. For those who didn't know these things, maybe they're interesting. We'll go further, but just to mention, nowadays those buttons or whatever many more buttons, because we like buttons, of course, until we don't like them anymore and we need a big infotainment display, and then we again like buttons because we don't feel the climate control, so nowadays, of course, if you actuate one command from a button, you don't even need the cable, electrical cable. You can transmit the data via Wi-Fi, pairing different components to Wi-Fi, and from there the data is converted back into electrical signal, and from electrical and from battery you use a electrical motor to do basically the same thing. We don't say it is better or not, but if you resume and remain only on the mechanical craftsmanship and engineering and technologies, we will come back to this thing here, which is, let me introduce you what we have here so we know what we're talking about. So for the 9-speed years, because were years, and also for 9-speed there were 3 generations for mountain bike. For road bike, I don't know, maybe there were 2 or also 3. As I see here, in 96 introduce 9-speed redesign STI levers. Maybe also the road group sets had 3 different iterations. but exclusively for mountain bike, this 9-speed iteration was the last, because for 10 speed, 11 and 12 speed on, they didn't made any newer integrated system for mountain bike. So this is the last integrated system for mountain bike, which is hydraulic. And what can I say more? I don't know. Analyzing now what we have into this package. If you, oh, I got really scared. I touched myself with the watch band and I didn't knew who was there. So as I said, this is a Dior XT. If we had the XTR model, in general XTR comes a little bit lighter, just a little, and they say a little bit more redesigned and with some a little bit better materials, yeah. But the XTR model, as I observed on a video posted 10, 12 or 16 years ago, it's about some play, shakiness, noises which came from some wares to the XTR models. I don't know, this is an XT, so the weight is important, but not at that level. Also for XTR model, you don't have this barrel adjuster here, which adjusts you the travel for how long your finger is more extended or closer to you. In any circumstances, you can adjust this using a screw or a hex key. Also for mountain, hydraulic version, Shimano, SRAM, road or mountain bike, it doesn't matter. Almost any brake have this adjuster. Now, introducing you the features which this thing has, which also the road equipment has. It is pull, even if on mountain you pull like this, and on the road you pull either like this on the hoods or like this on the, I don't know what's that called, because I don't use road bikes. So two positions, from here or from here, you can pull the brake lever. You can adjust the reach. Maybe you also have this this red adjuster here, which is a free stroke adjuster. Let me show you how does it work. So you can it is now pushed to the maximum. So this this reservoir is fully compressed, so the volume of oil now it is smallest possible in its capabilities. So if we unscrew this red nut here, I cut my nails and it hurts. I think now it's fully out. As you can see, there's a gap here. If we screw it back in, we will see how that gap is turning smaller as the volume of oil does. By doing that, lowering the volume of oil is actually like you press a little bit on the lever and the pistons moving out a little bit. This piston is moving faster, even though I greased them and checked them. But to show you that this one is also in good condition, I will get him a little out for you. Come on! He doesn't want. He's shy. Maybe I'll have to recheck again, or I'll manage to do it by holding like this. This is not a ceramical piston, it's just an aluminum one or plastic, I don't know, depending on model. Oh, as you can see, it is freshly oiled by me, and he's out. Let's push back to the place. So on the mountain versions we have this free stroke adjuster, the red one. Of course, if you think about the standard version brake lever without without integrated system, of course you see here free stroke, the same thing, only difference now is by using a screw, but not much in general. If you want to see it, it looks like this. The same thing, the same model, but with separate shifter from the brake lever. Back to our mountain stuff and to the idea which I keep describing until the end of the video, which will be like this. I mean, said with black and white in few words. So we have pull, we have the reach, we have free stroke. I don't know if, as I said, if we have it on the road versions. And let's see like on the road gear, how we can play with these toys. So, like any shifter, like the one here with separate shifter, or like this, or the road version with integrated things, the downshift for climbing a hill can be made from a single move with 3 or even 4 in some circumstances in one single move. Let's go to the end and describe again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again. As for the road versions with that little actuator here, lever here, the function for mountain bike is by doing into the other side. So if you made like this for climbing the hill, going downhill, 1, 2. The 2 I'm not sure you can do on all road versions. Maybe you can do that for Durace. Maybe, I'm not sure. This one does 2 for upshifts. 1, 2. More than this, and preparing to say the main reason for this video's sentence, it's that you have another lever here, which the road versions obviously doesn't need. That's a weight issue and a need issue. You don't need another lever. Why? Where? So this one has, because as a mountain biker, when your hands start to do like this on the rocks, you need to hold the brakes. Maybe you don't want to do that, and it's more easy for you to grab and pull like this, another 2 more moves. Genius, right? Awesome. So including 3 down, 2 up, and another 2 up with a reach adjuster, a free stroke adjuster, an oil reservoir, mineral oil reservoir here, which has a difference between mineral and dot fluid. It doesn't corrode you, the environment, and the O-rings inside the systems. So the rubber components, let's say, I think it is also more durable. And again, comparing that this is the last generation out of all the mountain bikes generations, not having this on 10 speed, comparing that XTR lacks this knob here, but you can adjust, as I said, with the hex, and I'm not sure with the free stroke adjuster, because the XTR needs to be light, and being light with other components, it is a bit with the reliability. This is the most complex lever, bicycle lever, only mechanical said, not electronic or hybrid thing, only mechanical. And I think it will be like this for the rest of the existence of this industry. Of course, being the most complex, you can only by thinking, not using. Oh, that's not that complex. I know a watch from Rolex, whatever brand, and it's actually very complex in that tiny space. It can measure your position. It also has a bussola and whatever. That thing is a few hundreds or a million. This thing is 150 bucks, and this is the most complicated system in the entire industry. If I'm wrong, if this is not, tell me, and maybe I'll buy few I'll buy few of them to collect, only for this reason. Even though these are not cheap, they were not bought and used for the purpose. I'm not sure who would like to use the things like this. For sure they feel good. If you push really hard in a race, of course they'll have some limits. In terms of reliability, I open this system, and for the first moments I actually thought how I can just get this cover off so I can clean and relube the system superficially with oil. And it was a bit of, let's say, a challenge. On YouTube, I didn't found videos of anyone repairing things like this, of course, because maybe they didn't quote that well to the public, and maybe that in a very true sense you wouldn't have reasons to use a system like this, even though before I bought this set I thought really well, and I found an application where they fit perfectly, and actually they're the best, because out of 2 or 3 iterations of mountain STIs, these are the latest one and the best one, so they make sense. But no one repaired them, no one even took the cover off, which is interesting, because after I got the cover off, I thought, observing the complexity of the system, which I will present you in the next few minutes, it is actually really complex, and it scared me a lot, and I actually thought because it scared me a lot to disassemble and reassemble. Um, am I that confident in myself? No. Actually, no. It is impossible. What you mean by impossible? It is expensive. Yes, not as a part, but if you put few days only to understand and reinstall all the tiny springs and parts and gears and all those as they were, of course that's a big money loss. Time wise, no, because you learn something. Useful or not, no, even though it will be, let's say, interesting on YouTube. I don't think even for fun it wouldn't get. So it's just a pride thing. Let's say, oh, I disassemble and reassemble this thing. Oh, you're fantastic, what you made. But after this, thinking about what the Japanese nation was able to do in the peak of the technology, which is amazing by itself. It's amazing what the Japanese people do in things that are not peak, like I showed you the normal version, the normal brake. It's amazing. It works amazing. It's incredibly reliable. I recommend you. New or used, buy. But to think about now, what they made back then, and to come to their understanding and to disassemble and reassemble and redo it functionally, it's incredible. But after I thought that no sir, it works really well, like it works and I don't have that time, another idea sneaked under your radar. It works really well. So these tiny people with their eyes almost closed and incredible work ethic made such a thing, the pinnacle of mechanical adjuster, lever, gear component, whatever, in the bike industry. They also managed to do it very, very reliable. So this thing is incredible, incredible, very complex, very, very, very well engineered. I won't say it is perfect, not in the application system thought process. I think that does everything. No, I don't say it is perfect in the mechanical reliability characteristic, because maybe it has some flaws, some drawbacks, but I don't see any. I don't know where those flows can be. I think you can ride this set incredible long time, incredible intense, without any problem. Even excluding even the XTR problem, which were some play, some shakings, some noises, something like any problem for this. And more than this, because not a lot of people actually liked them or saw their benefit, they're actually, let's say, cheaper to buy than the phrase the most complex uh, system for a bicycle lever of all time in terms of mechanicals would let you to think it worth. So I actually bought this as a second-hand set for less than $100 with transport, with everything, which is awesome. I think I said the most of the things I said previously in the previous version. I think I said also more things. I presented you the Dura-Ace. I found out that Dura-Ace was invented in 73. I think it's the moment to show you how it works a bit or how it looks, even though I already recorded a 5-minute 5-minute quality, not with this red dot here, which is a program which record to a lower quality, respectively much lower, for not using that much memory, so I can make this material for you. In that video you see this gear, and before I got the idea that the previous videos were with some error, unable to play and upload on YouTube, I recorded again the complexity of this system. So I think this is the end. This is the right part, which I already presented you with its knob, with its lever, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, the informations, the view, the way to take in the consideration different topics, no matter the industry, and why not, I will someday, one day, present you where I fitted this set and how the bike looks, performs, and keep going with this set.